How many of you are in a relationship with anything or anyone right now? This includes pets. Even your pets stretch you, don't they? I have a kitten that at a certain time of night, every night, loses her mind. She's a perfectly wonderful little kitten, almost the whole rest of the 24 hours, but at about 8 o'clock at night, her eyes glaze over. And for 2.5 hours, she is a maniac. This cat tears around the house, leaps over the furniture, climbs under things, jumps on the older cat, runs across, you know, there's no stopping her. There's only a spray bottle of water that slows her in the trajectory slightly. Now that little kitten is one of the easiest relationships I have, but she stretches me at 8 o'clock at night. She stretches me. So one of the things about relationships is that they grow us, particularly when we're willing to be ourselves and when they grow us. And the other thing is that they call us to let the other person reveal themselves to us as well, so we must listen and receive the other person. I'm not talking about that peripheral listening you do while you're reading the paper, washing the dishes. I'm talking about the listening that we do when we're present for the other person. The Chinese characters for listen are a combination of the eyes, the heart, and undivided attention. Those are the characters for to listen in Chinese. That's a good lesson for us, huh? So when we commit with sincerity, we commit to be present, to listen. We commit to be real, and we commit to be stretched. And that is the process of deepening. Now, all this is wonderful for us to do. It's wonderful for us to practice because it improves the quality of our own relationships, and that improves the quality of our life. But that's not all. Because we know in religious science, don't we, that we are all one. We are in one mind. We are that one mind. We all tap into that one mind and use it. What Jung would call the collective unconscious is a place where we all connect together. And what happens for one happens in this shared consciousness. So as we practice loving, speaking the truth, being sincere, growing into commitment, as we practice that in our own lives, we contribute it to the shared consciousness of humanity. So what we do that increases the quality of our own life potentially increases the quality of all life. And that's for free. We don't even have to try to do that. It's not like, well, I'm going to practice this to uplift the consciousness of humanity. You don't even have to know it for it to work. So what we do when we practice is more than just for us. It is always for everyone. Because remember when I talked about developing habits and how the more we repeat something, the easier it gets to do it? That's not only true for us as individuals, but for us collectively as a human race. What one does repeatedly in practice becomes easier for everyone else. So we serve the love of the whole of humanity, of the consciousness of the whole planet, by being willing to improve our own relationships. Isn't that lovely? So as we celebrate lovers today and this week, we honor that in lovers which calls us to a higher love in all our relationships, and not only us one-on-one, but as countries and as a planet. We are entering into a time that calls us to practice seeing the beloved in everyone, everywhere. I was having a conversation with a man in the congregation this week who had a truly extraordinary experience in his life that brought him to a place of powerful forgiveness. He gave his forgiveness in a situation in which most of us would not, or would find it very difficult. But he felt it. He was called to that. And not everybody agrees with the decision that he made, and I can't tell you the story, it's too long. But the man made a choice to let go of his anger about something. And his face and this happened quite a while ago, his face was transfixed with light as he told me this story. And he said, I knew it was right. He said, Reverend Mary, forgiveness is the bridge. It's not even where we're trying to get to. It's only the bridge. Where we're all trying to get to is love. And forgiveness is so important because forgiveness is the bridge that takes us there. The song this morning said, storms pass through, rains fall. I love you through it all. Through it all. The message is to keep on loving no matter what. To keep on forgiving and going on. Because that's what builds the bridge that takes us where we want to go. Not only as individuals, but as a planet. Contrary to popular belief, it isn't products and profit that we're after. It really is love. We may mistakenly think sometimes that products and profit are going to make us feel the way we want to feel. But what we're always looking for is more God, more love. So I want to close with something also from Terry to Shelton. Someday, after mastering the wind, the waves, and the tides, we shall harness for God the power of love. And then, for the second time in the history of the world, man will have discovered fire. That fire which sets us free is implanted in every one of us at birth. It is that fire that we continue to seek in all of our relationships, that fire of love which frees us from every illusion of separation. That's what Valentine's Day is really all about. That's what we are called to this week for this celebration.